I'm just get my hair in it because my forehead looks huge. Obviously everything going on with COVID and everyone's a bit worried about their finances, I thought it would be a good idea to share how I save my money. I've worked with hundreds of different clients and I'm actually a business advisor for one of the big accountancy firms. And although we don't really deal with savings and all that sort of thing, you get a great idea of how people do move their savings around to try and get the most out of their money. So I just wanted to share that with you. I get paid on the last working day of the month, which is pretty usual. Although in one of my last places, they did it on the 20th, so people could pay rent, and I also had one on the 18th, which was quite weird, but it's each their own. Who you are and what you like to do with your time, you're gonna want to cater this to how you like to spend your money. So if you like to go out and do loads of stuff, you'd allocate more money to your social stuff, and maybe save a little bit less or spend a little bit less on other things. I personally, whenever I get paid, and this is really, really, really important, when I get paid, I allocate all of my money out straight away so that I know exactly what I'm saving, I know exactly what I can spend, and I know exactly how much money I'm going to have to cover direct debits and standing orders and stuff. So during the month I spend all of my money on my credit card. That means that I don't need to worry about whether I'll have enough cash to pay for it, and it's a bit of a luxury to have that ability to do that. I wouldn't recommend it because some people get a bit carried away and they think that they don't really see it as their money and they just spend and then they actually, when it comes to paying the bills, they don't actually have the money. So it's really important to be disciplined with your credit card, but I put everything on my credit card so that I have cash available for any emergencies. If I need to pay for my car and they don't accept credit cards, then I have a little bit of money that I can just pay out and it won't affect what I can spend for the rest of the month. I see what my balance is that I've got left and I go through the last month's bank statement and I check what standing orders are going to be coming out and what direct debits I've got to pay. So I have a bit of a spreadsheet. I'll see if I can put it on the screen somewhere, maybe. And it essentially shows you how much your salary is going to be coming in, your net money, what your current bank balance is. So that's all the money you'll have if no money comes out of the bank. And then I have my standing order, so I have a fitness coach, I have my phone, I pay my girlfriend's mum a bit of rent as well, I have my gym membership, etc. And then it gives you a total figure at the bottom. It's really, really simple. A total figure at the bottom of how much money I have to save. So once I know that I have that much to save, after I've paid off my credit card, then I portion that out into wherever I want it to go. So I've done a video on my investment strategy, so it wouldn't be a surprise if I told you that quite a lot of my savings go into my investment portfolio. So I roughly have 75% of my savings go to my investment ISA because I'd prefer to get growth on my money than leave it in a savings account getting barely any interest on it. But I do have a rainy day fund where I put my money into this account, and although it doesn't get much interest, it's if I want to go on holiday or I have to pay out for any big expenses, I can do that from this jar of money, and I don't have to worry about selling any of my shares. I can just let them grow and compound, and then when I want to buy a house, it'll be happy days. That remaining 25% then goes to my savings account. I think it's really important to note that I shop around for my savings account every few months. So currently I'm through Monzo, I'm with Charter Bank, and they're offering 0.3%, which isn't particularly good. But in my Lloyds savings account, I was getting 0.01%, which is ridiculous. So I'm getting a 30 times better rate of interest, which is a no-brainer really. So if you're saving, depending on how much money you save, I would definitely advise shopping around. If possible, I would put money into an ISA because any interest you get doesn't get taxed. And if it's a stocks and shares ISA, any dividends you get or any share growth you get when you sell it also doesn't get taxed. So it's a really, really good idea to put your money into an ISA as soon as possible really. There are also government schemes. I know there's a lifetime ISA, a help to buy scheme, and all that sort of thing. So there are definitely good reasons to research ISAs that suit you, because obviously not everyone is in the same financial situation, so it's definitely not one size fits all. I personally didn't like my cash ISA because I was really annoyed when I got my annual interest of about £6, and I had, you know, quite a lot of money in there. So it infuriated me, but it's better than it sitting there and not getting anything. So when you're shopping around for a savings account, you can get a better rate of interest if you agree to a fixed term savings account. So a fixed term savings account is essentially where you put your money into a account for a fixed amount of time and you can't touch that money. So if I've got, say, £5, I could give that to a bank that's giving me the savings account, and it will keep that money for a specified amount of time, and then it will give you that money back with the interest on top of it. So I know that Monzo does, I think they do a 3-month, a 6-month, a 12-month, and a 2-year one or something like that. And they do give you better rates of interest. But as I mentioned, the reason that I've got this money in a savings account is because I want to have access to it whenever I can. So a fixed rate of interest, although it might be more, it means I can't touch the money, so it doesn't work for me. But I thought I'd mention it because I know that it could definitely help some of you guys. So this was like a really short, quick video, just to kind of explain how, as someone who works with money on a full-time professional basis, how I save my money, and I hope that it helps someone.